Rare British World Fantasy Classics Digest Paperbacks. Hi, I'm Gary Lovisi, editor of Paperback Parade and publisher of Gryphon Books, and today we're going to take a look at the Rare British World Fantasy Classics paperback series. There's 10 in the series. They were published from 1950 to 1951 in the UK by World Distributors out of Manchester, Sidney Pemberton Publishing. They're £1 6 cover price and 160 pages, basically. They're really cool, interesting science fiction books, and with that, let's get on and take a look at them. I just put on my glasses so I can see. The first book, although they're not numbered, the first one in the series is Tharkol, Lord of the Unknown by Edmund Hamilton. It's a pulp reprint from the American pulps. I'm not sure exactly what story it's from, but it's a great cover art, giant robot menacing a man and a woman, and it's one of the best in the series, cover art wise and story wise. It's the first one from 1950. Second book in the series is a classic, Whispering Gorilla by David V. Reed, a very rare, pricey book. This book sometimes in really nice condition, sometimes goes for as much as $400 or $500. So there's some sleepers in this series of books that are worth quite a bit of money. This one here is a story of a guy whose brain has been transplanted into a man whose brain has been transplanted into the body of a gorilla, and it's an Africa story, and he's fighting to retain his humanity. Third book in the series is The Beast from Beyond, Manly Wade Wellman, another classic science fiction fantasy novel from the pulps. Fourth book, we have Edmund Hamilton once again, The Monsters of Jotunheim, which is actually the pulp book A Yank from Valhalla that was published in the United States. Then there's a few other books that are kind of interesting, authors that aren't well known. Mastermind Menace by Belly Luigi. There's 2 Bella Luigi books published in this series. That was number 5, and number 6 is The Metal Monster. These might be from Australia, probably, and then they're reprinted in England. I think Belly Luigi was actually Peter Yates, better known as Carter Brown. Great pulp covers with the guy with the whatever that contraption is on his head, and this kind of superhero, Silver Surfer, I don't know what kind of artwork. Is really cool. The 8th book is When the Earth Died, really cool cover art again, this time by Carl Mannheim. And that was the 7th book, and the 8th book is Shadow Over Mars by Lee Brackett. One of her, I think it's one of her Eric John Stark books about Mars. 9th book in the series, also set on Mars actually, is Devil's Planet by Manly Wade Wellman. So you have 2 Wellmans. And this is, the cover art is similar to the cover art of Startling Stories, the pulp magazine. I also think that, also believe that, the cover art on the Whispering Gorilla was similar, that was used on the American pulp, and the cover art on Devil's Planet was similarly used on American pulp. I think it was Thrilling Wonder Stories of Startling Adventures. And the last book in the series is Vampires of Venus, really wild cover art. Carl Mannheim again is the author, and I believe that this might be also again Peter Yates or Carter Brown. So there you have the 10 World Fantasy Classics. There's a look at these. The backs are pretty similar. Back covers just show a little bit. They mention some of the other books in the series. A couple of them have ads, the early ones. So the back covers just explain the series. The spines are really nice. Spines are very Very pretty, actually. And it's a terrific series of books. The thing about these is you've got some of them that the Mannheims and the Bella Luigis usually are found in pretty nice condition. You can get them for $25 or $50. They used to be around years ago. Shadow of Mars is hard to find in really nice condition. Monsters of Jotunheim, hard to find in really nice condition. This will set you back a ton. This was going for $500 to $1,000 at one time. Parasite Planet was around, but it's pricey. The two, these other two, okay, they were also around $25 to $50. They've gone up in price. There was, I think there was a warehouse find where some of these, where these four were available, and they were more common years ago. Not so much now, though. Now they've kind of become hard to find. The Tharkole is really just impossible to find. Really tough, good book, $100 book probably. And The Beast from Beyond, in nice shape, maybe even more, really hard to find. So they have a series of really nice and very uncommon, quite rare British science fiction fantasy digests from 1950-51, the World Fantasy Classics series. And I think it's something unique, it's something interesting that maybe a lot of collectors have seen, or maybe have one or two of these books, but to see the whole 10 of them all together like that, that's pretty cool. And it took me a while to get this whole set complete, and I just wanted to share it with you. I think it's something that I think you'll like. Once again, I hope you'll take some time to subscribe to this channel. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like. Also, check out my magazine, Paperback Parade, where we have a lot of articles on books like this, and all kinds of books that you know, you've never seen, or maybe would be interested in collecting and putting on your want list. So just like to say thank you again for looking, and again, subscribe, give us a like, thumbs up, and I'm Gary Lovisi, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.